Hey, Dimitri. So I was taking a look at the latest round of our highway sections, and I made some adjustments on the tech art side. So I thought I'd show you where we're at. So overall, I think the patterns are looking pretty good on the deck, which is cool. And given the technique we're using for speed, so I reduced the speed a little bit. So it's still fast, but maybe not quite as fast. I think that kind of reads well for both sides. So in terms of the patterns and whatnot, and given the technique we're using right now, we'll never have perfect repeating patterns. So you can see this here, of course, right? So the magic, this is the magic sauce, right? So, and here you can see, right? When these come down, or this is almost how much overlap we have. And this is just in part like I can tweak it a little bit more by extending the splines, so we can get a little less overlap. But for the most part, the deterministic spawning of the enemies that we're using here, and we'll never be able to tune it to be exactly pixel perfect. So, but I think this works given where we're at, given the speed for everything. The other things you may notice here is that I added per our conversation. Come on, you can do this. Get out of here. All right, cool. I added instead of having as much alpha that we have in the sprite sheet. So here we have still quite a bit of alpha, but we're down to a 512 by 512. I think we might be able to squeeze into 256. I scaled it up a little bit in engine by half. Just there. We don't need that high resolution fidelity. And it's frankly, we need to be careful where we're spending our budget. So, but then I took and I broke out the light posts. So I got this into a 64 by 128. And then I did the same thing with the pillars. So the pillars are in a 128 by 256. So I think even here we might be able to scooch it down. But I will check in these assets so you can see them, and then we can update them from there. So, and then yeah, so I readjusted. I think the hollow signs a little bit. We'll see if that's still a little too intense for people in terms of the scrolling speed. But overall, I think we're in a pretty good spot. So, and then I was just using the ability to show the overpass as it kind of comes up and down, and that way we can make the asset usable for I think both sides. So, pretty excited about that as well. So, and yeah, so I think one last kind of look here. So I think we can tune a little bit more, but I think I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at. So, probably one other little piece I was taking a look at too. Now that I think about it, just so you know, I also increased the rail just a little bit vertically. So not a big deal, but you might want to grab the asset and take a look. And then I think the probably the other side of this. I mean, again, we're getting some bits with the vertical, but I think we're okay with this in particular. It doesn't take up too much. I mean, it's the playfield, so it doesn't take too much contrast. So we'll probably need to do our final pass though to adjust it, of course. But yeah, I like how the underpass works with the pillars, and again, this is all just kind of prototypey stuff, right? So to give us kind of a sense for that. Okay, that is it. I will get this video up for you. Great job, and I think we will probably close the render of this in the adjustment of the assets this week per our plan. All right, talk to you soon.